All right, so we're now ready for the due diligence or contingency periods. All right, we have a purchase and sales agreement already worked out, and we've submitted a deposit. Now it's time to figure out who's going to give us access to the property. That could be the owner, that could be a property manager, but we need to coordinate with that person to be able to gain access to the property so we can do our proper inspections. Now, something to consider and to keep in mind is that contingencies and due diligence period, it's not necessarily the same. So you can have several contingencies, like the contingency of an inspection, zoning contingencies, appraisal contingencies. You could have financing contingencies, and that kind of stuff. So, but you can take all those contingencies and put them inside of a one due diligence time frame period. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, whatever you feel comfortable with. What I like to do for my clients, it's a little bit different. I like to do it separate. I like to make sure one contingency is probably dependent upon the next contingency, or the first contingency rather. And the reason I like to do it that way is because provided that it makes sense for the seller as well. Obviously, we not want to push the seller to do something that is not suitable for, we want this to be a win-win situation for everybody. But the way I like to do it for my buyers to save them a little money is, okay, we'll do an inspection period contingency to make sure the property it's suitable for what the buyer wants. Once that's done, then we can separate another time period for the appraisal and the financing. So, because you don't want to have everything in one big due diligence period and realize that that you're making it longer because you're trying to fit the appraisal in there. So we want to say, okay, look, within the first 15 days, we're going to do the inspections. After the inspections are done, then we're going to order the appraisal and get to financing, just to make sure that the property is really going to fit the buyer. And then at that point, the buyer can pull the trigger and purchase the appraisal. And also, we need to talk to the lender to see how long the appraisal is going to take. A lot of appraisals, depending on the size of the building or the location of the building, could take almost a month or a little bit over a month, right? And also, if we need a survey, some lenders are asking for surveys. And if the seller doesn't have a survey for that due diligence, then we need to order one. That could take another month, right? So we need to make sure we understand that. By the way, at the very beginning of the due diligence, you want to ask the seller, and we put that in a contract, to give us all the documents that the seller has on that property, things that can help us make a decision, like the surveys, all the leases. We need to review the leases, so make sure you're asked for that up front, right? So you can start your process. But then the other thing to think about is who you're going to use for the inspection period. Is it going to be a professional inspector that's going to come out there and charge you, say, $100, $150 per unit, or is it going to be you and your business partners going to come out there, look at every unit, or spot check, or you can have your trades, your subcontractors, the roofers, to come out there and look at it, your AC guy, your electrician, and they can give you a better idea of the condition and also what the potential cost to cure would be for you. So there's several ways to do it. Again, important to work with a broker who has done it before so they can give you a little bit of guidance. But so that's it. So you do the due diligence, you structure it what the best way fits both parties. And once that appraisal gets back to the lender. The lender will make a decision, do a clear to close, and proceed to closing, which we'll cover in our next video. Thank you.